Hello, everyone. Hello. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. So we've got another heartbreaker here. I feel very strongly, I feel in my bones that this one is not going to end well. But we're going to start at the beginning because this is a brand new case. It's an Amber Alert out of Polk County, Texas, for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham. And she's been missing since Thursday. So she's been missing now for 2 days. We're going to start at the beginning. There's a lot of information already out there. It's difficult to decipher what is fact from what is rumour, from what is speculation at the moment. As with all new cases, details are in flux. And much of what I'm going to say in this live is alleged. But we'll start at the beginning because not everybody will have heard of it. I saw the Amber Alert posted on Twitter on Thursday. I kept my eye on it. And then Friday, yesterday, things really started to develop. But develop in a really sinister way. So the last thing I remember before going to sleep was Justin for All was live doing a summary of this case so far. So it's new to us all, but I'm guessing that not all of you will have heard of it even. And Flicking Bollocks is going to be in the bushes. Well, just be careful that Noodle doesn't cock his leg on you. It's developing into one of those truly horrific cases. And I hope with all of my being that I'm wrong in my feeling. Miss B has been a member for 16 months. Yes, you did catch a live. Thank you so much for being a member for so long. Lip locked. Your maiden name is Cunningham. Cousins in Texas trying to find out if she's related. Wow. Keep us informed. She might be. Not heard of this case. Okay, we are going to start at the beginning. He's a bonny boy. I'm guessing that you're talking about Stephen McDougall. McDougall, the guy who is on the thumbnail. Well, there's been a development on him. He's the babysitter, I'll have you know. We'll get there, but there's been a development on him. It appears that he's in jail. That's what it appears. So this was posted by the admin of the Facebook group that is blowing up at the moment. And is in Polk County Jail. This is Stephen McDougall. This is the babysitter. A right little Mrs. Doubtfire, this one. Not. Certainly not Super Nanny either. But it was admitted on the 16th of so yesterday at 11:50 p.m. Texas time. He is very creepy, allegedly. Now, Grizzy Hood News, who does a bunch, she's all over the place. She's in Texas, and she reported that he's in jail for aggravated assault, maybe, with a deadly weapon. And this guy's the babysitter. Down Under with Love, member for 17 months. He is a creepy sucker. He so is. But we're going to start at the beginning before we get to him. And let's just talk about the details of the Amber Alert. So this was issued on the 15th. So 7 a.m. on the 15th of this month, 2 days ago. She was last seen, and I'm doubting this again. It's difficult to determine what is fact, what is opinion, what is rumour, what is speculation. But as always, when I speculate, I tell you I'm speculating. So at the moment, this is a fact that is issued on this Amber Alert. My speculation is that she was missing longer than what the cops have been told, because the person who told the cops of the last known sighting was Stephen McDougall, super nanny, the babysitter. But according to him, which is on the Amber Alert for the time being at least, she was last seen in the 100 block of Lakeside Drive in Livingston in Texas, which is Polk County. And according to Stephen McDougall, he dropped her off at the bus stop to get on the bus to go to school. She didn't go to school, though. No, she wasn't seen at all on the bus. She wasn't seen at school. Apparently, the school sent a message. I don't know the nature of the messages that happen with kids in Texas. I know here, if your kid doesn't turn up by 9:30, so half an hour after registration, the parents get a text message, they get an email. They even phone you. They even try to phone you. So I don't know what the nature of the message was, but according to the news, and we're going to listen to some news reports, the school did inform her named carer that she wasn't at school, but she was only reported missing after she didn't turn up at home after school. So there's a good few hours from 7 a.m. when she was supposedly last seen and her being reported. I think she was reported at something about like 5 p.m., maybe 3 p.m., but in the afternoon when she was meant to get home, that was when she was reported missing. She didn't get off the bus. Sounds like a setup. Kelly, you are speaking my language right now, but we'll get there. So she's 11. She's a girl. She's white. She's got blonde hair and blue eyes. She's 4'1". So she's very tiny for an 11-year-old. I did post details on my community wall last night, and somebody said, "Are you sure that's not 5'1"? Are you sure that's not a mistake?" And I can't tell you whether it's a mistake, but that's what's on the Amber Alert. 4'1", 75 pounds. So she's tiny. Last seen wearing a black hoodie with white lettering, and she had a camo backpack, black pants, and black high-top tennis shoes. And the number to call if you've got any information, and there is special details for those living in the area that I'm going to show you soon. The number to call, Polk County Sheriff's Office, is scrolling across your screen right now if you've got any credible information about the disappearance or you've seen her. It's 936-327-6810. So just let that come across again and then I'll tell you it again, but it's on the Amber Alert. 936-327-6810. So that's what we know as a fact. Again, I'm going to speculate that she was missing longer than this, but that's, again, my speculation. So, 100 block of Lakeside Drive in Livingston. So I'm going to tell you where that is. It's right by the side of a huge lake called Lake Livingstone. And the searchers were out yesterday in one specific stretch of that lakeside. So it's not too far from Houston. So this is Audrey's neighborhood right here. The 100 block of Lakeside Drive. So we can pop down to Street View and just have a look around. I don't know specifically which house is hers, but it's very close to the lake. If you just go down here, you can see the lake right there. So very close to the lake. But it was a little bit, I think, a little bit further south that they were searching, and they were out all day yesterday. They packed up when it started to go dark. They packed up. But as of yesterday, they had dogs. Apparently, the dogs picked up a scent, but again, I can't confirm that. That might just be rumour. There was quite a number of people, there who turned up to search, to help with the search effort, but they were told to stand back. They didn't want volunteers there. They had the drones out, the helicopters, they had people on the water. They're going to start at daybreak again today. They're going to have the divers in. So it's all focusing around the lake. Houston, we do have a problem. We have a big problem. A big, big problem. We really do. So, what are the circumstances in which Audrii was living? Well, I believe, and this is alleged, I believe it's her grandma, her paternal grandma, that actually has the custody of her. That's my understanding at this moment in time. But her dad, who's called Joshua Cunningham, he lives at the address with grandma and Audrii. Her mother is called Cassie Matthews, and she does not have custody. Now, there are some rumours and allegations that the mother lost custody because of drugs or because of a previous partner. There's a number of stories going round. The mother has commented, she's been commenting in like 2 people about the situation. But unfortunately, grandma, I actually don't know where grandma is or what grandma's been doing here. Yeah, the grandma was telling her that her mother lived in the woods behind her house. That's all come from Stephen McDougall, though. This is the issue. This is the issue. Because apparently, this dude, Stephen McDougall, this guy here, who's now in jail, he was living with grandma and dad and Audrii. Now, dad works offshore. He works on a boat. So we know dad wasn't there. Right? So dad, Joshua, he wasn't there. I don't know where grandma was. I don't know what situation left Stephen McDougall in care of Audrii. Because Stephen McDougall has got a very, very worrying past. So not only is he in jail right now, according to Grizzy Hood News, for aggravated something with a deadly weapon, he's got a very troubling past. He's got a troubling past concerning children. Do you see where I'm going with this? Because all of this has been coming out in this Facebook group. And people have been coming with the receipts. There's probably even more. Now, I'm not going to read all of these. But these, if you want to join the Facebook group, this is an open group. I'm not showing anything that's in private. This is an open group. I joined it, and you don't have to wait to be accepted or anything like that, like a private group. So the things I'm showing you from this Facebook group is all there. So you can join it yourself. It's blowing up at the moment. It's called Find Audrii Cunningham Discussion. Audrii does have 2 eyes. So it's a kind of a non-conventional way to spell Audrii. Now, this is the thing that I think most people, if not everybody, who's covering this case at the moment has focused on. And these are very troubling messages between Dad's roommate, Stephen McDougall, and Cassie, Audrii's mother. So it seems to be that Stephen McDougall was trying to arrange a meeting between Audrii and Cassie. Now, I don't know whether there's a court order and that Cassie is meant to, I don't know, only see Audrii under supervision. I don't know any of that. None of that has come out, to my knowledge. Yeah, Kelly, the tip about Lena Keel as being deemed not credible, it has indeed. Sidebar, but just in relation to that comment. The video that I had demonetized yesterday came back with a whole list of things that YouTube thought was wrong with it, right, this morning. So I deleted that. So that was on members only, and it had a little bit at the beginning about the search for Lena Keel, which is also in Texas, by the way, but that's San Antonio. So I deleted that video and I re-edited to take out the things that YouTube considered to be problematic. Things like it was graphic detail about gruesome things. There was no graphic detail about gruesome things, but I suppose the murder of a 5-year-old child is gruesome and graphic in its own right. But there was no pictures, there was no graphic detail, there was nothing. Right, so I re-edited it, took out some of the trigger words that I thought YouTube wouldn't like. And at the beginning of that, I also updated on Lena Keel that the 2-day search that had been done for Lena based on a tip by an inmate was now deemed not credible. So they did this 2-day search. They even had an excavator out there. They had ground penetrating radar, and oh dear, they had the whole works out there. But it is now deemed not credible. So Lena has not been found. Her body has not been found. She is still missing. So that updated video with some details taken out, but some additions, it has also been demonetized. I have no idea. So it's on members only. I might just release it later with no monetization on it, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. Okay, back to this case. All right, so these are text messages between Stephen McDougall and Cassie, Audrey's mother. Again, I don't know the details of the custody agreement, whether Cassie's not allowed to have any contact with Audrey at all, and that's court-ordered. I have no idea. All right. But Stephen McDougall, on Wednesday night, so the night before Audrey goes missing, he's texting Cassie, and Cassie has put all of these online to arrange a meeting. So it's very long-winded. Cassie sounds kind of suspicious at first, but they end up arranging that Stephen is gonna meet Cassie with Audrey on the Thursday. Okay. It seems to me, just my opinion and my speculation, that Stephen was trying to set Cassie up. That Stephen was trying to set it up that Cassie was going to meet Audrey and make it look like Cassie had stolen Audrey. That's what it looked like. Because it's very suspicious all this went down on Wednesday night, all these text messages. And then Thursday morning, Cassie contacted Stephen to make sure that this meeting was still on. And then later on in that day, when Audrey had already now been reported missing, Stephen contacts Cassie saying, "Have you seen Audrey?" It's all very suspicious. So all of those text messages are out there. All right, what else do we have? So I think this is from his latest arrest, maybe. I don't know. I don't like it when they let you have anonymous people. So there's a lot of people speculating on why he sent those messages. Kelly, thank you for joining. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Enjoy, enjoy. So there's a lot of speculation on this group, but people were sleuthing last night and doing, so this is more text messages, or the same text messages. That's his booking in stuff from his latest, he's now in jail. So we don't know whether that is anything to do with Audrey. We don't know, but he's been arrested and he's been jailed. But the I'm just going to scroll down here. Yeah, people were sleuthing. So this is Stephen McDougall. His name's Don Stephen McDougall, but he goes by Stephen. So this is just out of one county. This is just out of Liberty County. And we've got aggravated assault and then a bunch of driving stuff, evading arrest. So these go back, like way back. Resisting arrest, failure to appear, public intoxication, more driving stuff, theft of firearms, unlawfully carrying a weapon, assault of a public servant. Okay, more driving stuff, possession of dangerous drugs, disorderly conduct. All right, so all sorts, all the way up to, goes all the way up to, well, these are not in order, are they? Okay, another one. Okay, so right the way up to present here, 2021. So aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, whole bunch of stuff. But it gets worse than that. I hate Facebook. I hate the way it does things. That's Cassie. I'm going to play some clips shortly. She's been on the news. That's Stephen outside the police station yesterday talking to a cop. So that was obviously before his arrest. Doesn't he look like the type of guy that you'd want looking after your 11-year-old daughter? Just saying. Let's find stuff with kids. Yeah, I think it's a setup as well. I do. That's my feeling. That's my feeling. So that's the latest arrest. In custody. I want to know where Grandma is. Where was Grandma? Where was Grandma? What is this stuff about kids? But he was charged with enticing a child back in, I can't remember when it was now. I didn't save them. I've just been reading them all in this Facebook group. I need to save all these screenshots. But he was charged with enticing a child. So this is Cassie from 2022. So there's a nice picture of Audrey. So sweet. Looked after. Another one. Looked after by a monster, allegedly. Oh, so this is Grandma, is it? So is this Grandma? We don't know which Grandma, though. My granddaughter, Audrii Cunningham, has been missing since 7 a.m. She's 11 years old, 4 foot 1, 75 pounds. Presumably they've got forever homes now. So where was Grandma on Thursday morning or Wednesday night? Where was Grandma then? And we don't know whether that's the grandma, like the grandma that Audrey was living with. It might be another grandma. Hold on. Can I find these in the recent media? See all. Okay. Huh, maybe they've taken them off. Huh. Anyway, he was charged with inciting a child. And however, why can I not find it now? It's really weird. So there's a problem. We've got a problem with this dude. So, what that is. What do I mean by set up? I think these screenshots make it look like Stephen was trying to set up a situation where it would look like Cassie had stolen Audrey. Show some more text. All right. All right, we'll just go through these. That's the last one. So at 3:52, he said, yes, ma'am. So have a good day. And then at 6:46, he says, hey, have you seen Audrey? I dropped her off at the bus and she didn't get on and hasn't gotten home. No, Stephen, where the F is my kid? So that was the last in the series. So if we go back to maybe show them this way. So I don't know what order they're in. All right, so he's trying to call. All right, so we'll start here. Your baby has been asking me about you. So remember, Stephen's the babysitter. So Stephen's the one in grey, and then Cassie's the one in purple. All right. So this all comes across as weird and wrong. Valentine's Day is not my favourite day. I lost my very first best friend on this day. So he's speaking to her on Wednesday. What do you mean asking you about me? What has she been asking? Sweetie, I am as straightforward as it comes. I was just talking to you to try to I would have done, try, whatever. Okay, whatever. Some of these are hard to read. She asked me if I ever talked to you and if you were as bad as they say you are. Just came off wrong, upset me. Wow, as bad as they say. What did you say? Oh, yeah, they have made it look like you're just horrible. So again, this is Stephen talking to Cassie. So all this stuff about Grandma told Audrey that Cassie was living in the woods to scare her, that all came from Stephen. He was arrested today. No, he was arrested. He was arrested last night, Texan time. So he's in Polk County Jail right now. Right now. Okay, I told her, so he told Audrey, that you are doing good and are fun to hang with. When did she ask this? She asked me yesterday going to school. Because remember, he's the babysitter. He's the one that's looking after her. This absolute lowlife. I'm surprised she thought about me. She's scared to see me because of their reaction. I mean, didn't you say they kept her inside for a month after I seen her that day at Justin's mom's? Justin is her boyfriend. So Cassie and Justin are together. Right? They're a couple. Okay. She does all the time. She's still not allowed to go outside by herself in the evening. They told her that you are in the woods. So apparently Grandma and Dad, who Audrey's living with, told her that Cassie lives in the woods to scare her. But this is all coming from Stephen, so we don't know whether that actually happened. She is confused about the situation, but I told her that you were not hiding in the woods, but we talk. What is wrong with him? Is he on drugs or that effing stress that his mental has him thinking that I'm going to steal her in the night or I live in the woods? Okay, kind of like behind the house. Behind his mom's house. That's some crazy shit. It's like they are scaring her and brainwashing her with literal insane thoughts only a child would believe. So she doesn't want to know me like they make it out to be. Makes me wonder if Lucky, now Lucky is Audrey's dad's nickname. His actual name is Joshua Cunningham, but his nickname is Lucky. So when it says Lucky, she's talking about Audrey's dad. Makes me wonder if Lucky has the beginning stages of his mom's mental problems and no shit talking, just concern for him in general as a person. So apparently this grandma, who allegedly has custody of Audrey, is some mental case, according to Cassie. This is all really very dysfunctional. You've got to admit. Tell me this whole effing family are all thrown off in general, acting like effing cult or some shit. Might not want to drink that Kool-Aid man, if you know what I mean. Not him. So not Joshua, presumably. Not like I'm going to react upon this cause. I surely wouldn't want what's best for my kid, and being everything they fuel her head with wouldn't be anything in my favour. Like I said, I told him, I talked to you. But makes me sick to my stomach. They think that's okay. She's an innocent, fragile child mind, and then warping it with chaos. Well, don't, but I might take you out to the dock to fish and accidentally pull up with her to fish. So this is how he starts integrating into this. We could just meet. I could go fishing and, oh, look, you could just turn up. Right, so there could be a meeting where, oh, you just turn up. The one by the house, really anywhere, because remember, they live right by a lake. That's asking for trouble and setting me up for failure. Not at all. So she's very suspicious. She's keeping her wits about her here. She's very suspicious over this. I do not in any way need to be set up to lose my child even more. Lucky would lose it if he knew. And is this what she asked you to do? Now, this is the really concerning text. I'm your daughter's favourite person and she will not tell. Okay. Or what y'all maybe talked about for her to see me. She wants to meet you. I told you I am on your team. I will do what I can. Whose custody is she in? Allegedly grandma's, the paternal grandma's, but dad lives there. And this Stephen McDougall dude also lives there. But dad is away. He works on a boat. He's offshore right now. So Stephen McDougall is the one that has the day-to-day care, it seems, of Audrey. So where's Grandma? I keep saying, where's Grandma? Why does Grandma think that it's okay for this 11-year-old girl to be looked after by a lowlife like Stephen McDougall? That's my question. But it seems to me that these text messages, reading between the lines, are Stephen's way of getting Cassie. Like, it's setting up a text record of him trying to, do the decent thing by getting Audrey and Cassie together, and then it could look like Cassie stole Audrey. That's what it looks like to me. I want to meet her too, but if this comes back on me bad in any way, I can lose her forever, and I would kill you then myself, man. No threat, but a promise. It would not. As long as no one says anything about it being set up, no one would even know. And she won't say anything to them. There's a park down the road from my house. Would that be okay? And you and Justin would just sit nearby and bullshit or pretend you do. You can listen if you need to. But for my protection as well, I couldn't be alone. Me and Justin can walk around the park and we can talk to you. This whole thing scares me, and that's fine. So she's really not really buying this, honestly. So, like FR, I don't know what that means. Why doesn't she? It's okay, we don't have to. No, I want to. But please understand that I'm as scared as she is. She's not the only one made to feel terrified about things like this. And it's sad because she's my daughter and I her mother. We should be happy and excited to get to see each other, or at least not scared to do so. Don't you see anything wrong with that, man? Like, please understand, but yes, I want to see her. Yes, I want to talk to her and answer any questions she has truthfully, no matter how much it may hurt me. She deserves to know the truth on my end, and also how much I do love her, because at this point she's got to be questioning if I do or not. Oh, I see the wrong with it, and I'm trying to fix what I see wrong. You are not a bad person, and she deserves the chance to know that. When would you want to do this? You want to do it tomorrow. So the very day that Audrey goes missing. Thank you, Helen, for the £10. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you, thank you. Look, it's one thing to have you say it, but before we meet tomorrow at that park, I need to hear her say it herself, either in video or on the phone. That is, that she wants to meet me and talk to me. She doesn't have to say nothing more or nothing less, please. You don't know what I've been through trying to have anything to do with her or the harassment from his friends and such because of the lies they have been told. I need reassurance. Okay, I will take her to school tomorrow. So he's completely brushed off Cassie asking to speak to Audrey by phone. Okay, we'll take her to school tomorrow. After school, correct? So meet after school. Yes. What time would I need to be at the park? And you can guarantee I will hear her say that she wants to be there. Or she wants me to be there. Yes, I will take her to school and have you on the phone. So he's setting up that he's going to take her to school and then call Cassie and have Audrey on the phone so that they can agree to meet. I will not force anything on her. Seems that there's been enough of that already. Okay, when do you take her to school? Okay. At 7. Okay, I'll be awake by 6:30 or 6:40. I do love her and pray this is no setup. She's so suspicious. And rightly so. For more bad things to come to me when all I want to do is know my child. Good night. Hope to hear from her tomorrow. And then that's it. And then the following morning, she says at 6:31, she says morning. And he says, good morning. Hope I hear from her this morning, and please let her know that if she's changed her mind, that is perfectly okay too, and I understand. Don't want her feeling pressured. He doesn't respond to that. And then at 3:19, she says, so I know it's not going to be a thing today. There's something really wrong here. So I know it's not going to be a thing today. So when she's ready, please let me know. Y'all have a good day, man. He didn't reply to that. Okay. And then half an hour later, yes, ma'am. And then nothing else until 6:46 p.m. when he says, hi, hey, have you seen Audrey? I dropped her off at the bus and she didn't get on and she hasn't gotten home. And then she says, no, Stephen, where the F is my child? So all this supposedly taking her to school and then calling Cassie so that Audrey and Cassie could speak and then they could meet after school, all of that was just completely ignored by Stephen. Do you see why I think this is a problem? Why this is really problematic, and that Stephen is he's setting up some kind of like, I don't know, proof or something that I just can't with this guy. But he is, for the people who've just come in, he is now in jail. Now, we don't know whether it's anything to do with Audrey, but he is in jail. There we go. Don Stephen McDougall. Admit date, 16th of February, 2024 at 11:50 p.m. in Polk County Jail. Now, according to Grizzly's Hood News, this is for some kind of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Setting up an alibi. He's setting up something. I can't quite put my finger on what he's trying to set up. Aggravated assault. Yeah, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, we don't know whether that's anything to do with Audrey. Let me make that very clear. That's anything to do with Audrey. We don't know that. But he is in jail. But there's no proof at all that Audrey ever got on that bus. Because presumably school buses have CCTV. They certainly do here. Buses have CCTV here. So presumably the cops are in the process of getting the CCTV from the school bus. And she never made it to school. Even if she got on the bus, she never made it to school. No one saw her at school, and the school tried to contact her guardian, her legal guardian. So presumably that's either grandma or dad. But she wasn't reported missing until the afternoon when she was meant to turn up back from school, and she didn't. There's no camera on the bus. There's no camera on the bus. Oh, there's no camera on the bus. Well, all right, interview. Well, look, whether or not she got on the bus, I don't believe she got on the bus. I don't believe anyone saw her on the bus. But she didn't make it to school. We know she did not make it to school. She was not at school on Thursday. Where's grandma? Don't know. All right, let's play some news clips. We've got a bunch of stuff. This is Cassie. This is her mother. She's been on the news. Let's listen to this. This is from last night.
At Lake Livingston today, following leads as we search.
So let me know that you can hear this. Typically what the news do is they cut up the interview and play it on various different clips. So I think it's all just one interview. So this is Cassie, and then this is, I don't know who that is, but this is Cassie.
It seems like every inn that we search, it just ends with empty hands so far. And I want my baby returned.
New at 10, the mother of missing 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham speaking out for the first time tonight, praying for the safe return of her daughter.
It's been 40 hours since anyone has seen 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham.
She is at the center of an Amber Alert out of Polk County after never boarding her school bus yesterday morning. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
There we go. Never boarding her school bus. That's according to, what news channel is this? CPRC2. Yeah, this is Polk County in Texas. I know there's several Polk counties. That is Polk County in Wisconsin that's related to Rose Bly's disappearance. But no, this is Polk County, Texas. This is a case in Livingstone in Texas. Paper chaser, member for 16 months. Who reported Audrii missing? Good question. Stephen, I think. I don't know. I don't know who reported her missing. Somebody might know in the chat. But what we do know is the information on the Amber Alert came from Stephen. The information about last seeing her in the 100 block of Lakeside Drive at 7 a.m. on Thursday came from Stephen McDougall. If she never made it to the bus stop and someone's not hiding her, then someone else could have abducted her, as he doesn't wait to see her on the bus, the wrong one. No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Candace Burns. Daniela Guzman is off tonight. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry has been with investigators at Lake Livingston this evening as they're zeroing in on persons of interest in her disappearance. Bryce?
The search for Audrii Cunningham is on pause for the night. Investigators spent several hours at Lake Livingston today, following leads as we learn a specialized FBI team is now involved. And tonight, for the first time, Audrei's mother talked to our cameras, sharing an emotional plea to bring her daughter home.
There's not words for it. There's not one feeling you feel. It's a roller coaster.
The roller coaster of emotion started Thursday night for Cassie Matthews. Her 11-year-old daughter, Audrii Cunningham, didn't return home after school, never even made it on the bus that morning.
This is the stuff that you see on TV, and you wonder, you can only imagine what the family and the parents are going through.
Last seen near her home around 7 a.m. Thursday. Investigators say family reported her missing around 5:30 p.m. Livingston ISD tells us they let Cunningham's family know she wasn't in class. Friday, the search brought investigators to Lake Livingston, where they used boats, drones, and dogs.
This is a location of interest. We are bringing in divers as well. Again, this is all an effort to uncover additional leads.
The Texas Rangers, along with Polk and San Jacinto County Sheriff's offices, now getting help from the FBI, including a specialized child abduction rapid deployment team. Those teams, according to the FBI, have a proven track record in crimes against children investigations, especially cases where a child has been abducted by someone other than a family member. Is it the belief that she was abducted?
I know that term implies that. We're not drawing any conclusions right now.
Investigators say they have persons of interest, but are keeping many details private.
I feel like I can't do anything because I know nothing.
The family, desperate to find Audrii, who's known to love animals and make others laugh.
She has so many opportunities ahead of her, and she deserves every right to be able to reach those opportunities.
Until she's back home, safe, Matthews won't give up.
Right now, I'm empty. And I'm not gonna be the same unless my baby is returned to me.
Investigators tell us they have other locations of interest as well, but we don't know where those are. We know that they do plan to be back here at Lake Livingston tomorrow morning, and any tips should be called in to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. In Cold Spring, I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC.
Okay, so the number for Polk County Sheriff's Office, if you do have any information, is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So let me just wait for it to come through. Polk County Sheriff's Office, text us on 936-327-6810. I don't know what the route is to the school bus, but there is another report. Which one was it? Maybe this one. Where they actually have a route. Let me just find it. There's one with a route. Might be this one. Could be this one. Or it might be the next one. Hold on. No, that's the full presser, I think. There was actually 2 press conferences yesterday, only short ones, but we can listen to one if you want, if you've not seen it. It might be this one.
Just moments ago, the Texas Department of Public Safety
Off this out.
Yeah, it's this one. So there's a route. So this might give you some indication of where they think she may have been last seen. What's a bonny boy? In the UK, bonny means beautiful. But I think it was sarcastic.
Our investigators ending their search for the day for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham. Officials giving that update just 20 minutes ago.
The family of the girl says she went missing about 5:30 last night. We're talking about up in Polk County. Investigators say they will be back at Lake Livingston, where they've been searching today, as soon as the sun comes up tomorrow. Our reporter, Stephen Goen, has been on the scene since this morning with the latest right now. Stephen.
just moments ago, the Texas Department of Public Safety telling us this is a continued area of interest in the search for Audrii Cunningham. They say they're still actively following leads, and that is what brought them here to this section of Lake Livingston near the dam. Now, we saw a large law enforcement presence here earlier in the day for hours and hours. Officials telling us that Audrii was reported missing last night when she did not get off the school bus, but it turns out she never got on the bus in the morning. Investigators have not characterized this as an abduction. They only say Audrii is missing. Now, officials tell us the search is winding down for today, and they are not searching tonight, but law enforcement will be back here at daybreak at this continued place of interest. Take a listen.
This is a location of interest, and so that's the reason why we've got the effort. That's why we have the dogs here. That's the reason why the boats have been here. All of this in an effort to find Audrii.
Now, here's a picture of Audrii that we got from the Polk County Sheriff's Office. She is described as approximately 4'1" with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing black pants, a black hoodie, and a Hello Kitty backpack. Now, Audrii's last known location is just a short drive away from here, but they are still searching in many different places for her. Of course, here at this continued place of interest, we are told anyone with information or any tips are encouraged to call the Polk County Sheriff's Office. We're going to watch this search wind down tonight here at the dam. For now, at Lake Livingston, Stephen Goen, back to you.
It wasn't that one. There's one where it shows a route. Maybe it is this one.
This is a location of interest, and so that's the reason why we've got the effort. That's why we have the dogs here. That's the reason why the boats have been here. All of this.
Maybe it's this one.
Investigators are really concentrating their efforts in Livingston State Park, Polk County specifically. We brought you this as breaking news at noon, so they've been out there for at least an hour.
Why did I not save all this stuff? I'm so annoyed with myself.
Thank you, Ramisha. Well, search crews paused their search for little Audrii Cunningham. She's 11 years old. She was reported missing from Livingston and was last seen yesterday morning. And family members say that
No, right. Hold on a minute. Let me just root around in my history. See if I can find it. Oh, got it. Okay.
Are you aware if a notification was ever sent to a parent that Audrii never made it to school yesterday?
That would be a question for the school district.
Did the school notify parents? 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham did.
So we do know that the school did notify the family. We do know that now. So this is an older clip, but it's got a route on it, which I think is interesting. So
Not make it to school. This is the question we're asking law enforcement tonight.
Livingston ISD said yes, they did send out a notification when Cunningham did not make it to school. KPRC2's Rowan Balogan is live in San Jacinto County, where investigators just wrapped up a news conference. Rowan.
Yeah, Keith, Candace, investigators telling us that they are calling it for the night with plans to return tomorrow morning and continue their search back in this location.
Thank you, Lynn, for the 19.99. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
This location, they spent hours here today that they've called a location of interest. Now, we are also, but without really going into further detail why this location is so important for them. Investigators say the 11-year-old never made it to school yesterday. The district, Livingston ISD, telling us they did send a notification to Audrii Cunningham's guardian. They say it's a standard absence notification used across the state. For when a student doesn't come to school, a message is sent to family. Again, they didn't go into who got it or when that message was sent. Now, we are working to get more information on it for you all. However, the district did share with us a message they sent to families encouraging them to check their cameras. Take a look at this map. If you live along the scenic loop, FM 3126, 2457, and 350, make sure to check your cameras around the road itself. Officers, law enforcement today confirming they want people to check it, specifically for the time after 3 a.m. yesterday morning. Now take a closer look again at this map. Police say your cameras can help. Investigate.
So that's not going to mean anything to you unless you live in the area. What I find interesting about this being released is that there's a very specific route here. And also, did you pick the time? He said that the cops want people to check their cameras from 3 a.m. yesterday, which was Thursday, because this was yesterday. So yesterday for him would have been Thursday. Now remember that on the Amber Alert, it says that Audrii was last seen at 7 a.m. So it leads me to believe that the cops know that this is a bogus story because they know she never got on that bus. They know she never got to school. So it's interesting that they want people in that area along this route specifically, and that seems quite several miles of a route, to check any cameras that they might have from 3 a.m. So I just find it interesting that they're not saying from 7 a.m. when she might have been taken to the bus stop and then she just did one of her own volition and got into trouble. They're saying from 3 a.m. So I find that interesting. Who's up at 3 a.m.? Well, maybe somebody who's done something really heinous and who's going disposing of evidence. Those kind of people would be up at 3 a.m. So I'll play that little bit again for you.
2457 and 350. Make sure to check your cameras around the road itself. Officers, law enforcement today confirming they want people to check it, specifically for the time after 3 a.m. yesterday morning. Now take a closer look again at.
So after 3 a.m. yesterday morning. So the cops have stuff. The cops know stuff that they're not saying. Rightly so, obviously, because this is a very active investigation. Now, it interested me yesterday that why were they focusing on one very specific location They were there with all the stuff, all the gear, like the whole of yesterday. They didn't want volunteers involved. It wasn't let's comb this land looking for this child who might have run away and is hiding. No, this was very targeted, and they wanted professionals only. So obviously to preserve as much of that scene as they could. Now, they wrapped up that search, but they're apparently going to be back there at that location. So they must have some reason to believe why that specific location, but now why that specific time is of interest to me. Is he a known sexual predator? Allegedly so. Although there were screenshots in this Facebook group yesterday. I swear on my life there were screenshots in this Facebook group yesterday, but they seem to have been taken off now. I don't know why. That he was charged with something like enticing a child or something along those lines. But this is his rap sheet that somebody got just from one county. This is just from one county. They got his rap sheet going back, way back. Aggravated assault, a bunch of driving stuff, resisting arrest, family violence there, failure to appear, public intoxication. So this is the guy that was, thank you, enticing a child. That was it. Public intoxication again. Firearms, unlawfully carrying a weapon, driving while intoxicated, assault of a public servant, public intoxication, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, dangerous drugs. There's all sorts on here. More assault. To a hold in the state of Alabama. Disorderly assault, family violence. So it goes all the way to, the last one is 2021. But this is just one county that a sleuth in this Facebook group did. But there was more on here. I swear it. I just didn't save it. So I'm going to have to go rooting around the bowels of the internet now, trying to find. I might be able to get it on Twitter. Stephen McDougall. I always do this when I start a new case. I listen to everything, I read everything, and save nothing. Just save nothing. Because I'm an idiot. We've got people, though, talking about his arrest. Whoever that Karen Lee is. A lot of alarming details. What charge are coming and missing? Stephen McDougall. I'm your daughter's favourite person and she will not tell. Oh, that's Plunder's video. In custody. Is this in relation to Audrii Cunningham, who allegedly went missing from her school bus? Don, Stephen McDougall is her dad's roommate. She's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So, that's her there. She's a little sweetheart. Okay. Compared to that monstrosity there. Look at him. Would you? I mean, look. I know I'm judging by appearance here. He might be a lovely guy. He might have the heart of a lion, and you know, he might be very protective, and he might be a really good babysitter. He might be great around the house. He might be your whole regular Mrs. Doubtfire. Somehow I doubt it. Right, but I am judging by appearance. Would you let that man look after your kid? He has swastikas tattoos. I know he does. I know he does. Hasn't been officially announced, but it was stated through family posts that Don Stephen McDougall is a public suspect, person of interest. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I think there's more than one Stephen McDougall. Anyway, I'm going to have to go on and root around the bowels of the internet for those screenshots. But I swear to you, there were screenshots in this group yesterday about him enticing a child. And he pled guilty, I believe. But that was back, I mean, it's quite a few years ago. And it won't show up on the Liberty, this one, Liberty County, because this is just one county. So there's that. Vehicle of interest, hi Scott. Vehicle of interest 2003 dark blue Chevy Suburban, Texas Department of Safety 20 minutes ago. Okay, let's look for the latest info. Okay, we've got the latest info on Twitter. But Twitter's usually pretty good at being right. We'll search Audrii Cunningham. Nothing. Let's do Audrii Cunningham. Just Audrii Cunningham. Oh, that's better. Okay, here we go. Update on the search for Audrii Cunningham. Investigators believe the 2003 dark blue Chevy Suburban pictured is a vehicle of interest in the search for the 11-year-old Polk County resident. Report tips to 936-327-6810. So that vehicle, that precise vehicle, is a vehicle of interest. You can see the license plate there. Can read that. Something 585 something 50. I can't read it properly. So that very vehicle. I should be saving this stuff. I should be saving it all. But for some reason I've not been doing. So this vehicle. So if you're in the area, oh, what are them dogs doing? Oi! Please hold. I think Noodles got in the dog treats again. I can hear him rattling something. They ate a whole packet of dog treats yesterday while my back was turned. Like the 40 calories per treat. I can bet you any money it was Tilly that did it. But please hold. He's run down. Right, I'm back. I've got my dog treats back. I rescued my dog treats. Noodles saw me coming, dropped them. Cassie picked them up and then brought them to me. So she got a treat for being a good girl. But I'm sure they would have all preferred to eat the entire bag, of which there's about 20 treats in, all 40 calories each. Can you imagine? This is why Tilly isn't losing any weight. Anyhow, back to the situation. So that's the latest. They now have a vehicle of interest. Who is this registered to? Who is this registered to? If that's registered to Stephen McDougall or one of his associates, then I think we have an answer, don't we? Does anybody want to look it up? So that's not updated the Amber Alert though. Got another, I think this is a news piece here. Oh, what are you doing? Access denied. Get lost. All right, we'll have a look on YouTube. See if there's any new news clips. What time is it in Texas right now? It's only about it's not even 9 a.m. is it yet in Texas? I bet it's not even 8 a.m. Let's do last hour. Sleuth Mom's going to go live at 2. So what I'm going to do, it's 7:42 a.m. 7:42 in Texas, right? So they'll only have just started searching, won't they? See if there's any new news clips. Oh, that's me, look. So that's the newest news, I think. Tarot cards people are on. Okay. So I am going to stay live for another, let's say 10 minutes. And then I'm going to direct you over to Sleuth Mom's channel because she's got a live coming up at 2. And then later on, I'll come back, sort of like this evening, my time, I'll come back where there might be more news. But if there's breaking news, I'll come straight back. But if if there's another press conference or there's, they're only just starting the day in Texas right now. So if I come back later this evening, my time, then there'll be more news, won't there? That sounds like a plan. But the latest news is, the latest news is this vehicle. This particular vehicle. So if anybody wants to look up who this is registered to, if you can work out that license plate there, I can't quite see it. Something 585, I think that might be a 0, and that might be a 6, and that's a 3. Yeah, we do. We need to know who this vehicle belongs to. I know, Cape Breton drone pilot. I know, that was what I started with. I appreciate that people come in, all times. So I'll go back. I'll recap. Let's recap. So I'm not going to read all the text messages again. However, Stephen McDougall who is the babysitter. You say ASA 5053. Okay. I don't know. My eyes are terrible and I'm not going to try and guess. It's his vehicle. It's his vehicle, Deets, is it? Deets on the streets is in the house. Hold on a minute. Let me find it and then I can put it on the screen. It's his vehicle. A lady went live and followed him for 20 minutes yesterday, and that's what he was in. Okay. All right. Well, that's concerning. Sleuth Mum is live in 15 minutes. I'm going to direct you all over to Sleuth Mum's channel when I finish here. He's the main suspect. Yes, he is, Pincho. She does. Sleuth Mum does keep it real. I've been watching the Adam Montgomery trial on Sleuth Mum's channel because I like the chats that she does, like in the breaks. Like if you watch it on like Cut TV or Law and Crime or something like that, when there's a break or there's a sidebar or it's lunchtime, then it's just silent. So I like the fact that Sleuth Mum fills it in. Like I'm normally like lurking simply because I'm doing other stuff. I'm usually like just doing other stuff with the trial in my ears or sitting down periodically looking at the screen. So I don't speak very often, but I have been watching the trial and I've watched every minute of the trial so far on Sleuth Mum's channel. So I will direct you over there. She does keep it very, very real. No drama, just, no BS, just states the facts. And yes, there's a bit of speculation, but we all speculate. You have to. But she's like me, Sleuth Mum, that she sticks with the facts. However, if she does speculate, she tells you that she's speculating. It's not just making stuff up. Anyway, Stephen McDougall, the babysitter, Mrs. Doubtfire, right, was taken into Polk County Jail last night at 11:50 p.m. Texas time. And it's for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. We don't know, let's make this very, very clear, we don't know whether this is in relation to Audrey or not. We don't know that. They might have found, I don't know, it might have had a warrant out or something, like a pre-existing issue, and they've got him on that. Like they got Adam Montgomery on one thing. They got Kayla Montgomery on one thing. They keep you in jail while they're investigating. At least then they know where you are. So we don't know whether it's anything to do with Audrey. We don't know whether this is a pre-existing thing. We don't know. We've no idea. However, he is in jail. And the vehicle, allegedly, this is the vehicle that is now being linked with Audrey's disappearance. Yeah, Navalus True Crime's great as well. I love Navalus. But that's because I am Navalus True Crime, obviously, according to some people. Yeah, at least they have him in custody. They'll have him on unrelated charges. Yeah, exactly, while they investigate. But they have reason to believe that there's a specific route involved. They've asked people to... Oh, I'm never going to be able to find it again now, am I? Hold on a minute. Yeah, well, is it that one? No, it's not that one. That one. Yeah, this one. So this is the route if you're living in the area. So this is Livingston in Texas. This is north of Houston, by the shores of Lake Livingston, Polk County, Texas. This is the route that the cops want camera footage from. So obviously it's not going to mean very much to you if you're not in the area. Doesn't mean very much to me. But if you're in the area, you'll know exactly where these roads are. It looks like there's quite a few miles of road. And what interested me, what pricked my ears up about this, was that they want camera footage from anybody. So if you're anywhere on that route or close to that route even, check your cameras. If you've got trail cams, if you've got doorbell cams, if you've got any sort of camera on your property, check your cameras. And they want footage from 3 a.m. on Thursday. Now, bear in mind that the Amber Alert says that she was last seen at 7 a.m. at her home, like the 100 block of Lakeside Drive, Livingston, at 7 a.m. But that comes from Stephen McDougall. So the cops know that's bogus. I'm sure of it. The cops know that's bogus. And I just find it very, very interesting that they want camera footage from this particular route from 3 a.m. Now, I'm wondering whether they do have some cameras already that have this vehicle on camera, knowing that this belongs to Stephen McDougall, out in the early hours of the morning, and they're asking for cameras so that they can trace his route. That's what I'm thinking. That's just my speculation at this moment. But knowing how cops operate, they get one camera, and then they get the next camera, and they get the next camera, and they try to fill in all the blanks to get a route. And if they've got this vehicle, they've put this vehicle out as the vehicle of interest, then it's my opinion that somewhere in the middle of the night, so this would be early hours of the Thursday morning, they saw this vehicle out there and they want to trace that vehicle's exact route, because presumably that will lead them to evidence relating to Audrey. So that's my thought process right now. Did he drive the vehicle into the lake? I doubt it. I mean, how would he get the vehicle out of the lake on his own? He might have gone down to the shore of the lake. But he is in jail. So the Amber Alert is still active. Sadly, Audrey is still missing. So just to give you her details again, she's 11 years old. She's white female, blonde hair, blue eyes, 4'1", so she's tiny, and weighs 75 pounds. Last seen wearing a black hoodie with white lettering, a camo backpack, although in some news pieces it says a Hello Kitty backpack, so I don't know which one it is. Black pants and black high-top tennis shoes. But this information about when she was last seen, my opinion, is bogus, in my opinion. Thank you, Buglove, for putting Sleuth Mom's channel up on there, because I'm going to direct you over there right now. The vehicle that they are now looking for is this vehicle. Allegedly, this belongs to Stephen McDougall, allegedly. And Stephen McDougall is in jail for aggravated assault, but we don't know whether this is something to do with Audrey or not. Okay, so I'm going to call it there, because I'm going to direct you over to Sleuth Mom's channel right now. She is going live in 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So I'm going to go for now. I'm going to go and listen to this. I'm going to go and just go about my Saturday, and then I'm going to come back later. It will be this evening, my time, when there's more news. I'm expecting there may be a press conference. There may not be if they don't find anything today. If there is a press conference, I'll come straight back. I'll keep my eye very much on this case, and I will come back later to give an update, whatever that might be. All right. So for now, I shall see you later, and go on over and listen to what Sleuth Mom has to say. Go over there, give her a sub. She's great. She's really good. Have a great day, everyone. Scott H says, have a great day to me. Have a great day right back at you. Thank you to the mods as always. Welcome to the new members. I think we have one new member. Thank you for the donations, and I will see you later. Bye, folks.